joining us on the stream, hello. How are you doing this evening? To end the first half hour, we will do our final thoughts before we start to answer your questions. Howard, you can lead us off with your final thought.
Okay, it's quick. Please don't lose to Pittsburgh. I'm begging you. Don't lose to Pittsburgh. At the top of the show, Matt, you asked the vibe.
Yeah.
If they lose to Pittsburgh, I'm seriously not coming in next week.
Well, please do, because Dom won't be here.
I'm going. You know what? Dom doesn't have. Dom, you don't have to fire Dom. I'll quit.
Yes.
If they don't beat Pittsburgh, I'm quitting.
Well, that doesn't bode well. I don't love that. All right, what's your final thought? Don't tell me you're quitting.
No, a good and a bad from an injury perspective. The good, even though Terrell Bernard is probably going to be out for this game, Shaq Thompson filled in for him. He was great for the entire time he was in there. It was a really strong game by him. On the flip side of things, the offensive line, if Spencer Brown can't play, which it's looking like he won't be able to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, it might be a long day for Ryan Vandermark against TJ Watt. So it is something to at least consider with them just opening the practice window for Tylen Grable, he was a first year player last year, got some time on the field. I might even think about putting him on the field, but it might be a bit too early since he's been out all this time.
All right. Well, Howard's just talked about leaving us. Somebody is actually leaving us, so we got to give her some flowers this evening. I would like to send a special thank you and congratulations to Julia Scville, who is in the control room right now. Julia is the one with the rabbit ears behind her there. That is from when we were recording and doing our 52 years of Fandemonium. She has been the producer on this show for 2 years. I do not say this lightly. Now, this is going to be weird because there are other producers here. I have been at Channel 7 for 13 years. Julia Scville is unequivocally the most talented producer that I have ever worked with. Losing her is going to stink, but we are so incredibly grateful for everything that she has done for this show and for the sports department. Every time I need help with anything, Julia is the one who steps up, so we will miss her. And as a token of our gratitude, the only thing she likes more than this show is Diet Coke. So we got 24 cans of Diet Coke, and if I stand on this box, I can be 6'3". So we're going to actually probably...
Still shorter than me.
Yeah, so we're going to actually not give this to you, Julia. Thank you. We wish you all of the best. And even though I bought this for a bit, I might need to keep it to stand on it. So
thank you, Julia.
Congratulations to her. We love you. Thank you. We will answer your questions on the second half hour of Leading the Charge coming up, and maybe crack open a couple of these. Oh, look at this. Can I be a hand model?
With Santa. That's nice.
No, don't do that.
Look at that. My hands.
This is the hands of a 5'11" man.
You know, if you measure those fingers, it comes out to...
Megan Hess from the Bills just texted a group message with Anna Stolzenberg, and she said, I have a million questions. I just laughed out loud.
Stop the lies.
Because the lower third is, the truth will set you free. Is Matt Bove really 6 foot?
Stop the lies. That's like from a political commercial.
I think we're on the stream now.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. We are on the stream now.
Hi, stream.
Hi, stream. Hopefully you didn't... the 6 foot conversation is just so
You're
funny.
not 6 foot.
I am so 6 foot.
Oh my God.
Joe has been spreading this propaganda.
When you go do you get an annual physical and they take your measurements?
So funny thing about that is I don't do that.
I don't go to the doctor.
That's true though. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe and Matt Perino needed to tell me, like, you should go to the doctor.
Well, I thought it was just a dentist thing.
It's both.
Oh my God.
I get so anxious about going. I don't know why.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're there for
well,
you.
you're young enough. You don't have to go annually yet.
You should.
Yeah. All right. The comments are already pouring in.
About how tall you are?
No. Those comments are not there.
Who to fire and how soon?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're there every week.
They are there a lot this week or the last few days.
Feeling like Terrell Bernard is Milano 2.0 with injuries.
I wouldn't go there.
Not there yet.
I mean,
also Matt Milano was really, really good.
Also, that injury that Bernard just had happen to him, that was a freak injury.
That was very freaky.
He was tackling the guy, and Milano came in to help and hit his elbow area. Looked pretty bad on film. Actually.
Oh, we're 15 seconds away from coming back. Oh, I got to put.
So it's Milano and Shaq.
That's what I.
And then if they had to go to a third linebacker, Andreessen.
Well, no, they've completely changed how they do the linebacker thing now.
Okay. Well, we're up. Tell me in the next break.
Out time 7:40.
Okie dokie.
All right, welcome back. Second half hour of Leading the Charge. That is Joe Biscaglia. That is Howard Simon. I am the 6-foot sports director here at Channel 7, Matt Bove. Thank you for joining us. One of the most recent comments here is an incredible one from Christopher Lewis. He says, "Where is Dick Duran when we need him?" Hell yeah. I love a Dick Duran reference randomly.
No,
you know who
they go 7 and 9 then.
You know who would fix this offense? Chan Gailey would fix this offense. Chan Gailey was a treat. We have so many questions.
Such a nice human.
Already coming in. Nice. I think that this is a good one to start. This is from Dale. All right. Should Josh Allen take more heat for the performance of the offense? He seems to pass on open wide receivers or hold on to the ball too long. Dale, thank you for setting us up for success, because I feel like we could talk about this for 25 minutes, but instead we'll talk about it for 5.
Well, he has to take some of the blame, but it's really hard. It's really hard when the pocket collapses as fast as it did. He's getting flushed before. I mean, he had time. There were sacks where he had time for one quick look. And if you wanted a second or third read, it just wasn't going to happen because he's getting flushed out of the pocket. Yeah. Now, I also thought you would know this better because Joe looks at the all-22. I'm looking what I see at the screen. It did appear there were some plays where he did have a guy open short, but did not throw to that player. Instead, held it to try and get a little bigger play and did end up taking a sack.
Sure. I mean,
so he does get some of the blame, of course.
Look, there is no boogeyman for this offense and the way that it's performing. It is an all around just multi-pronged problem every way you look at it. You have the wide receiver room, which is ill-equipped to do what they need to do. You know, they do have some nice pieces that can get open time and time again, like Khalil Shakir. Would really like to see him get used more down the field.
And they went backwards again in this game. He was added behind the line of scrimmage again.
So the wide receiver room is lacking. Obviously, the quarterback play has also been lacking this year. This has not been Josh's finest hour this season. He's also had some incredibly awesome throws. Like he had one throw to Ty Johnson on a third down over the top of a defender where that was beautiful. I think the GM deserves fault in this for setting up the wide receiver room in that way. And I think the offensive coordinator deserves blame for this too, because there are just a lot of the same concepts and crutch plays run time and time again. So when you have all of these things happening to you and it kind of feels stale, it almost feels like you need something external to kind of jump yourself out of it. And I don't know.
Maybe that was the
Gabe Davis. It was 1 week. It was Gabe Davis.
Is this where we have the Brian Dable conversation, or is that a longer?
Well, that's the only conversation you can have.
Brian Dable should have been here last week as the passing game coordinator.
However, he had only been fired from his dream job for a week. Give the man some time.
Buddy wanted to be back in West Seneca hanging out with his buddies.
He can still go there.
Sure. But you know what's better? Being back home while you also got a gig and you're getting a paycheck is better. Well, he's actually getting a ton of money. He's doing just fine.
He's well compensated.
He's doing just fine. They should have done it. And I still have no faith in the passing game, in the lack of creativity that we constantly see, and also the inability for players that get open. Now, part of that is the players. I'm not denying that. And that's where Brandon Beane should take the heat. But it also feels like there should be times where guys could get schemed open more than they actually are.
Yep, that's why it's a multi-pronged problem. Like there's no, like I said at the top, there's no boogeyman here. Everyone is doing something to fail the operation at this point for the passing offense to become what it needs to be.
Yeah.
So that's why when we talk about a guy like Brian Dable, now that he's had some time to catch his breath, it's been a couple of weeks since he got fired. Maybe the Bills wait a little bit longer. They want to see how this Pittsburgh game goes, but if it's me and this passing offense and now the running offense continues to kind of sputter a bit and feel stale and predictable, then that would be the time where, you know, we've seen with Sean McDermott in the past, like the Ken Dorsey year, like he gave Dorsey chance after chance. And then at some point Sean McDermott has his faults, but the one thing he is really good at, he has a great feel for what that building, what's going on inside that building. And he has for a long time. So because of that, I think if he's feeling like this is stale and they don't have another pivot move in their back pocket, I wouldn't rule out them reconvening at some point this season.
I think that it's a conversation that they should have. It's probably a conversation that they will have. And it leads us to a question that Rob just asked. So, Rob, if you were watching on the stream, we will answer your question about Joe Brady in the commercial break. If you're watching on TV, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There's no other pivot move, though. Not player personnel-wise.
No, he's the only key free agent remaining.
Rob Chase, does Joe Brady keep his job after the season?
At this rate?
At this rate, no. But there is so many things that could happen.
I think he would. I think they would keep him, but I think it would be maybe under different terms, or maybe he just gets a job somewhere else, like a college job, doing something.
Sure.
But I also don't want to give him the full blame because
he's working with
what he has to work with.
Yeah.
And if he has to constantly scheme guys to get open because they don't have the personnel, then there's only so much you can do as an offensive coordinator. But that said, he can still be a lot more creative and be a little bit more unpredictable than what he has shown so far this season. So it's not as though he is not at fault. It's just there's so much more to it than just, hey, this is Joe Brady's fault. Hey, this is Josh Allen's fault. Hey, this is Brandon Beane's fault. Hey, this is the wide receiver's fault. All of them deserve play.
You think – I'm sorry, if you have another question, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The other night, I love James Cook, obviously. Anytime he touches the ball, I'm thrilled.
Sure.
But he runs that 20-yard run, gets to the 30-whatever-yard line. They run 4 straight Cook runs after that.
That was a breaking
one.
That
was bad.
That was really bad.
That was bad. And I'm sitting there watching it. Is he doing that because he can't trust the passing game because the offensive line can't stop anybody? I got to keep running James Cook? Because why would you run him 5 straight times?
Yeah. And I just don't understand.
And 4th and 1's a delayed handoff where he's 5 yards back.
That was a rough call.
Yeah, that was bad. And it was too predictable and it was bad. And it was just like, I understand saving Josh Allen for the playoffs, but you got to get to the playoffs. And it feels like you have this unicorn of a quarterback who thrives in those situations, and to not be using him in those crucial situations doesn't make any sense to me. Like the 4th down stuff. And then like at the end of the game, like the 3rd and 1, like I guess it's a phenomenal play. I don't guess. It was a phenomenal play from Will Anderson.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was a great play call for it. It set him up. It was perfect against that defense. You know who's at fault for that play?
Josh.
Ryan Vandermark. Because Will Anderson shoves him off of him. And when there is a situation where you're throwing a dump off pass, the offensive lineman has to have control of the defender and rope him back down. But because Will Anderson shoved him off of him, he had free reign to just do a complete vertical jump. And
that's a great observation. I wouldn't have known that.
That is such a huge point of offensive line play. Like if you are engaged with your guy and you have a throw over the middle, you should keep your hands on him so that way they can't jump and get up and get it.
Yeah, that's a really great point, obviously.
Because that was a first down. No doubt about it. Might have been a touchdown when you look at it on film. Legitimately, it might have been a touchdown.
Yeah,
for Shakir on that play.
Yeah. Is it at all on Josh?
No.
All right, welcome back, everyone. A phenomenal point just made by our friend Joe Biscaglia during the commercial break. So if you are not watching on the stream, maybe we suggest that you do. We have a lot of Keon questions. Do we begin the Keon portion of the show?
I'm fine with that.
To my friends in the control room, any question about Keon you can throw on the screen. Do we think that Keon Coleman plays on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers? You can start.
I would say yes. I will preface that by saying I'm not at practice. You guys would know better than I would. For me, it's a very simple answer. If his head's on right and he's paying attention at practice and he's showing up for meetings on time, yes, I would get him back in the lineup right away.
I'm not sold that he's going to be back in the lineup this week.
Wow. That would be
a
damning healthy scratch.
Well, the thing of it is, when Sean McDermott was asked about it after the game, I asked him the question. I said, was this an extension of the discipline, or was it just a clean, healthy scratch? And they alluded, short week, and then McDermott said a thing where I'm like, we wanted to put the guys on the field that gave us the best chance to win.
Yep.
And that is not a good sign for Keon Coleman getting back in the lineup. Now, what I will say, Curtis Samuel is still dealing with an injury, so that might change the math. Elijah Moore wasn't super impressive in his game, so maybe they sub in Keon Coleman for Elijah Moore. But even still, the days of him playing 70% of snaps are gone. It's over.
But if he doesn't play at all, and on a weekend, like a long break after a Thursday game,
it's done. It's over.
It's over. Somebody asked if Joe Brady's back next year. I know you're going to say they wouldn't trade him because there's no value. But how do you keep him around? If he can't get back in the lineup for this game, he's not playing the rest of the season.
He would eventually.
He has no value.
He would eventually work his way back in, I would think, just based on them needing to change some things up
on a very low snap percentage role.
Yeah, I think it would become a flat snap.
Here's Scott. Do they use Gabe Davis last elevation or use Keon this week? Scott, what I think ultimately happens is I do think that they use Gabe Davis elevation, but then I think that Gabe Davis takes a full-on 53-man roster spot.
They got plenty of them to choose from.
That's what I mean. So they got options.
They have a free one right now. Yep. They can cut for Darian Mathis, Terrell Bernard, and Spencer Brown potentially going on IR.
Yeah,
like they
have options.
They have no shortage.
And that's a lock, right? They're going to put Gabe on the 53 roster.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
It is a necessity at this point.
I like this question as a very quick one. What about Davis Webb as our OC next year if Brady is not back? The problem is, why would you?
You've been banging
the Davis Webb drum.
I've been the Davis Webb guy.
But why would he leave
Denver?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the quarterback's coach.
Yeah, he's not the OC, right?
Oh, he's not the OC right now.
No, he's the quarterback's coach and passing game coordinator.
So that
way, it's not like their passing game is lighting up the league.
Right, but they're still getting the most out of Bo Nix.
Okay. Yeah. And also that's Sean Payton's offense. That's kind of like being a defensive coordinator for Sean McDermott. Like you're a defensive coordinator, but you know who's calling.
I'll give Bobby Babbitt more credit.
No, I'm saying he is the defensive coordinator, but in the first year, like was it the first year that did he call plays right off the rip? He did.
I think Bobby did.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think Bobby did. Yeah, we got a lot of questions. Dan Orlovsky is the offensive coordinator. I don't think that they would go that far.
He's very happy where he is.
I think he probably works a lot less and makes maybe even more money. And I don't know who would want to sign
better
up.
Job security where he is right now.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we will take a quick break on the TV side of things, and obviously we will continue the conversation online. Let's see here. Joe asks, Matt, how do you feel about crossing paths with Aaron Rodgers next weekend?
Oh, this could be the last time.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
Are you going to look for him? Why don't you go bump him?
I won't seek him out. I really have no need to go talk to him.
He might flip you with a bird. He did that the other day in Chicago when he was walking around the field, apparently.
What are we doing? Like this guy.
Who are you, Josh Allen?
Aaron Rodgers.
What are we doing?
That's what he was saying on the sideline, right? What are we doing?
Amazon or Prime, whatever.
And he, he did a good job of playing it off like it was no big deal. But
I was curious how he was going to answer that. Unless he was given a heads up, hey, just so you know,
they caught you.
They caught you on TV, so someone might ask you about it. Because that's a tough one to answer if you don't know what's coming.
Mike, should we have been chipping Will Anderson? What are we doing? And then there was another question of Jim. Why do they never have running backs chip the pass rushers? They ignore the running backs in the passing
when you were
game.
watching?
It was very rare.
Okay, why? Like I feel like that's something you should do.
Because the Texans don't normally rush more than 4, so I'm assuming
they didn't want to,
rather than only having 4 receivers who can't get open out against 7.
But the problem is they're rushing 4 and getting sacks.
So then what's the answer? If 4 guys can't get open,
I know, but you got to try and chip and run into the flat. You got to do something to just try and slow Anderson.
Yeah, but
Anderson.
Then what do you get?
Not Hunter. I'm just saying Anderson.
But then you have no mismatch. Which they didn't anyway.
I mean, he just has to take a shot and then peel off, couldn't he?
I agree, but it would also make your life a lot easier if you had the personnel to get open further down the field.
But you don't. So you have to adjust in game.
I'm saying there's no good answer.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Joe.
Thoughts on getting Brandon Cooks? From Chris Ziegler.
Whatever.
Is Brandon Cooks better than
Depot.
I don't know.
I feel like his
Elijah
name comes
Moore?
up all the time, and he's gone to how many different teams in the last few years?
He's probably,
fine.
Throw him on the practice squad. And as soon as they bring Gabe up to the 53, they're going to have a veteran spot available.
So that's not a long-term solution. You need a long-term. You need a stud receiver. Brandon Cooks is not
through the door this year.
Yeah, well, that's not happening from now until the end of the season. But that'll be the entire conversation of the offseason. But don't worry, it's overblown, and it's a stupid conversation to have. By the way,
no comment.
Ayuk next year from Scott.
This injury thing and the fact that the 49ers avoided his deal because he didn't show up to stuff.
That's not
that makes me think the Bills are going to do this whole thing to it.
Yeah, they have.
I could be wrong, but
they already have a problem with wide receivers not showing up on time. Was I wrong?
That's well played.
Am I wrong?
I have 11, Bo May coming in hot.
Stop the lies.
The truth will set you free. All right, welcome back, everybody. Leonard said, can the Bills go to the playoffs? Yeah, Leonard, we did talk about that a little bit earlier in the show. Just obviously, I know that's the question that everybody probably wants to know, and I think it's a good question. Like, hey.
Yes,
unless
they lose to Pittsburgh.
If they mathematically, there is a paper, I believe, that goes by the New York Times. I think that they own something called The Athletic, something like that.
Yeah.
And I have
a playoff machine.
I have a friend who works there. They have a playoff machine.
Yeah.
In the playoff
Is
machine.
he taller than you?
He's 6 foot, so he is.
He's a little taller than that. There's the 24% swing in this game, I believe, were the numbers. If they win, their chance at making the playoffs goes up to 92%.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose, it goes down to somewhere in the mid-60s. So it is still more likely that they are a playoff team, even with a loss here. My unbelievably basic and simple outlook on this, and it's probably not perfect, but I do think that there's some validity to it. If they win 3 of their last 6 games, I think they are in the playoffs because of some of the teams that they have beaten. Now, a lot of that would depend on Pittsburgh, obviously, and Houston as well. All of the other teams that they will be competing with have gauntlets of schedules, and they all play each other.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said. I think if you go 3-3 down the stretch, you get to 10-7. I think you're getting it.
Yeah, you got a nice little Jets game waiting for you.
You got a Jets game, and I don't think the Browns game.
The Browns defense is
based off of what Myles Garrett will single-handedly have 5 sacks in that game.
Yeah, but they're going to force Shador into 5 interceptions in that game.
So there are 2 games that I feel like right now you feel good about them winning, and then there's 4 other games left. You got to take at least one of those. I think that that's unbelievably attainable. I also think that they are a dominant, like we talked about Dom before he started making fun of my height, the record on the road, and that they're 11-12 since 2023. Do you know what their home record during that span is?
Yeah. Very good.
1 loss?
24-3, and that's in 3 seasons.
Yeah, going back. Yeah,
and
right.
One of those losses got an offensive coordinator fired.
And one of them was this year.
Yeah.
So clearly, I think that they are a playoff team. All right. Anything else on the playoffs? We've got one more segment after this. We've got a couple other questions we can answer during the break.
I think they'll be in it. That's
we're all writing off the division entirely, right? Or are we still going to try and convince ourselves?
Joe isn't ready to do it.
I'm leaving the light on only because I think a lot would need to go their way. Like the Bengals nearly bailed them out of that one. I think the Giants are a lot more competitive than people think they are.
No, they should have beaten the Lions the other day.
Still, the Bills have a game in hand on the Patriots. So it will bring it back because right now the Patriots are obviously up 2.5 games. The Bills beat the Patriots one time, then it comes
to 1.5.
1.5. They lose to the Giants, then all of a sudden they have the same record.
Patriots also still have to play the Ravens too. Not for anything, but I still think that the Ravens are hitting their stride.
They have some difficult
and they have to play Miami, and I know that we're going to scoff at that, but like Miami is at least competitive, and the Bills lost to them as well.
They've been very competitive since they fired their GM.
Yes. All right. One more segment left on the TV side of things. We will continue the conversation online, and we will be right back if you're watching on Channel 7.
Yeah, and Jackson Dart is probably going to be back for that game.
Isn't it this week?
Mm-hmm.
New York Times playoff machine.
I'm assuming so.
10%.
He was limited participant all last week.
Is that what it is? 10%
10% to win the division was the New York Times playoff machine.
It's probably not going to happen.
It ain't going to happen, but
how have they won? What is it? 9 in a row in New England? And they're not a great team.
Right.
Even great teams will have a bad day. New England, they've won 9 straight.
I know, it's crazy.
Everybody loses a game somewhere.
And but that's been the thing. They have been playing with fire for weeks. They almost lost to Atlanta. They almost lost to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They almost lost to all of these teams that they probably should be, I think New England is very, very good. Like, I think that they have a real chance. I don't know if I want to say.
I don't think they're Super Bowl
going to the Super Bowl, but I think they're a very good team. But I don't know. They're not perfect.
Yeah, I think they are exactly what a Mike Vrabel team has been almost the entire time he's been a head coach.
Yep.
Like punching above their weight the entire year.
But I never felt any of his Titans teams were like a legit.
Well, they had that team that was the 1 seed.
Right.
And then they lost in the divisional round.
Right.
Yeah. They had that team that was the 1 seed.
However, there is a stark difference here. Drake May over Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's right. He's
every day
he's
for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. Those teams also did have Derrick Henry in his prime. I'm still taking Drake May every single time over an elite running back. But that being said, like, I want to see them do it. It feels a little, it's not the perfect comparison. The Patriots feel a little like the 2019 Bills, a little bit, where they are a very good team. Now, the Patriots still won that year, the division. That was the last year the Bills didn't win the division, but it felt like there was a little bit of a change in a regard. I'm not ready to go there yet because the Bills do still have Josh Allen. All right, we got to come back. All righty. Welcome back, everybody. Final segment of the show. This is a fun one to end on. Pickens, a free agent, and rumors of Justin Jefferson. Any thoughts?
Okay, George Pickens ain't going anywhere. They're going to franchise tag him. Justin Jefferson is really, really not going anywhere.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Don't be stunned if the quarterback that might play this week, Max Brosmer, there was a lot of buzz about him in the preseason. Don't be stunned if the Vikings find some new life with him, because J.J. McCarthy has really struggled, and he's in concussion protocol. So odds are he doesn't play.
What are you thinking ahead of the Steelers game? There's a lot of people who are already asking about the Steelers game, and I know it's early in the week, but just general thoughts on this game, this matchup, this team.
This needs to be a get-right game for the offense because the Pittsburgh defense, the back seven, it can be exploited, and they're going to need that to happen for them, not only to help fix what happened last week and really what has gone on for most of the season. But this is definitely one of those watershed games where if the passing offense can't get out of their own way again, then you start to think about, okay, what now? What now in this building, on this staff? And that's why I think the Brian Daboll conversation could be so prevalent if they do not look good against the Steelers.
I think this could come back to haunt me, but I think it will come down to one thing. I really don't think, please don't burn the tape if this is wrong. I really don't think Aaron Rodgers and Steelers offense will win this game for Pittsburgh. I think if the Pittsburgh pass rush / defensive line, whatever, does what Houston did to the Bills, that's not good. I think the Bills should win the game. I'm not worried about the back seven. I'm worried about the rush up. Because I think they could absolutely destroy the Bills offense. And if they do that, then you're screwed. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense is that good. So I think the Bills should.
Want to bet that Ryan Vandermark is going to have a lot of help this week?
He has to.
He will.
You can't leave him out there by himself.
You think James Cook can have some success in this? Pittsburgh's weird because it's a very Jekyll and Hyde thing where there's games where they get run all over, and then there's games where the run defense, like they shut down Jonathan Taylor.
I think the Bills in general could have a really nice day offensively if the weather, cooperates.
Sure.
But yes, this is a potential get-right spot for them, just like Tampa Bay was a couple weeks ago.
I think that I'm right. I'm not 100% positive, so I have to put that caveat in. I don't think Jalen Ramsey has ever beaten Josh Allen. And that was after Jalen Ramsey called Josh trash before he ever played it down. And I specifically remember Josh
getting the playoffs?
They did not play in the playoffs. That was against Tyrod.
They did. It was Tyrod.
It was London Tyrod.
Wasn't there a London game?
I think he was gone by then. I think he was with the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think his record against the Bills is like 0-7 or something. We'll see if that continues. That's Joe B.
Wait a minute.
That
Where
is
was
Howard.
Jalen Ramsey last year?
Miami.
Oh, okay. You're right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Wow.
I think I'm right.
You always think you're right.
No. Jalen Ramsey record versus Josh
Jalen Ramsey
Allen.
taller or shorter than you?
He's much taller.
Jalen Ramsey is 0-7 in his career against Josh Allen.
How about that?
He has beaten the Bills.
Called him trash.
He has beaten the Bills, but that was before Josh got there.
Yeah.
He has never beaten Josh Allen. And Josh always plays it off.
Didn't he have a pick
like
in the
it's no
playoff
big
game
deal
against Tyrod?
He picked off the final drive. It was like 10-3 or something. Dom, you're blocking the – look at this lead. I'm just kidding.
Stream
I'm
is
screwing
what
with
you
you.
was watching your back.
Oh,
yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. That looks like a guy who isn't 6 foot. Bye, guys. No, but you're about to be on. Oh, Michelle, take it. Yep. There you go.